Hello, everyone out there in YouTube, Rumble, and X Land. Welcome back to Diego Knows. I, of course, am Diego. And today we are going to continue to talk about Barbie. That's right, Barbie, this piece of shit movie that came out a couple of months ago. I think everyone's seen it now. It's doing very well. It's still playing in theaters right now, even though it came out like in July. It's now fucking September. And the fucker is still playing in movie theaters. My God. Dude, this movie will not stop. It's already the highest grossing movie of 2023. And a lot of people, myself included, didn't really understand why. I saw the movie myself, not when it first came out, but there's kids in my family and stuff. You know, we all went to go see it. I got a little boy myself. You know, it's a whole family thing. We all went to go fucking see this goddamn movie. You know, I couldn't understand what the appeal was. I saw it, you know, obviously I'm not a little girl, you know, and I never played with Barbie dolls or nothing like that, but I have known plenty of women that did play with Barbie dolls when they were little and stuff, you know, so I understand the importance of Barbie, you know, I understand how much little girls love that fucking doll, you know, and how so many kids grew up with it, you know. I understand its cultural significance is what I'm trying to say, okay? You know, I'm a boy. We had our own toys when I was growing up. We had Transformers and shit, and He-Man and shit like that, you know? But the girls always had Barbie. Barbie was like the mainstay, okay? It built Mattel, the toy company. It built that company. It was Barbie, okay? By far the most popular, probably the most popular toy ever made. Okay, and I'm putting that up against, like, you know, Transformers and Star Wars. Okay, I mean, well, again, Barbie's been around a lot longer than both of them. All right, so Barbie was definitely been around a long time. It has earned the status, okay? They never made a live-action Barbie movie before, so I can understand the anticipation was very high for this movie. You know, a lot of little girls, a lot of old women, too, wanted to see this movie. This is the movie they wish they'd had when they were young, you know, some fucking 40, 50 years ago. But we didn't get it until 2023, even though Barbie has been sold in America since 1959. That was a long time ago. Yeah, a long time ago. So, so I can understand the anticipation, you know. I knew the movie was going to be a lot of girl power. Okay, that's what Barbie is. That's not what Barbie was, but that's what they turned it into. Okay, the feminists appropriated Barbie just like they appropriated everything else. They appropriated television, movies, you know, all sorts of fucking entertainment, music. Everything has been appropriated by feminists. Okay, which is the reason why women can always make TV shows and movies that glamorize cheating on their husbands, you know, and fucking around, you know, because, you know, women are in charge of their own sexuality. No man's going to tell them who they can and cannot fuck. But whenever a guy does it, he's treated like a piece of shit. He's an asshole. He's a motherfucker, you know. He usually gets kicked in the nuts about 6 or 7 times in the movie, you know. They make fun of the size of his dick. They, you know, he gets put in jail, you know, that kind of shit. He ends up homeless and shit, and everyone laughs at him, you know. That's usually what happens to the guy when the guy cheats on the girl in the movies. Yeah, of course, he's always the bad guy, too. And the girl he always cheats on her with is always someone who's uglier and fatter and all that kind of shit, you know. But when the women do it, they're praised for it, you know. It's never about what they did wrong. It's always, you know, it's the whole. Here's how it works, right? When a guy cheats on a woman, okay, it's because the guy's a pig. He can't control himself. He's an asshole. He's selfish. He doesn't realize what he had and how he ruined it, you know. And the man suffers for it. He's either that or he's just written out of the fucking episode, written out of the show. Okay, he goes away and then she meets a hotter, you know, better looking, you know, better hung guy, you know, fucking takes care of her and all that kind of shit, right? That's what happens when the guy cheats. When the girl cheats, okay, it's because the guy wasn't doing something right. Okay, he was inattentive. He wasn't good in bed. He took her for granted. You know, he didn't show her enough, you know, emotional support. You know, that kind of fucking shit. So therefore, you know, in a moment of weakness, you know, she fell for some other guy, and she didn't mean for it to happen. You know, and it wasn't on purpose. She didn't mean to hurt. They didn't mean to hurt anybody. It just kind of happened on its own. You know, and if you're upset about it, well, I'm not responsible for your feelings. You know, blah blah. You know, that kind of shit. That's usually how it works. Okay, so it's always that way, and that's because the feminists have taken over. That's because it's gynocentric. Okay, movies or TV shows, especially today, are all gynocentric. Okay, and I would make an argument that they're also very LGBTQ influenced as well, because that's been making a big push in the past 10 years. Okay, you have to have some sort of LGBTQ representation in everything, not just in female stuff or even gay stuff. You have to have it in everything. Even the stuff that guys like, you have to put it in there. Okay, the decision makers in Hollywood, you know, are making them do that. They have to do that. Okay, when you want to wonder why the writers and the actors are all on strike right now because they're not getting enough money, that's why. That's why, because they've been pushing this shit for 10, 15 years now, even harder than ever, and they're not making any money. You know why? Because nobody wants to see this shit. Nobody wants to see this shit at all, okay? Now, Barbie, I'm going to say is an exception to the rule. And the reason I say that is because Barbie pushes all the woke ideology. It pushes the transgenderism. It pushes the gayness, the female empowerment, the misandry is very prevalent. Even though no one ever uses that word in the movie, the word patriarchy is used like 16 times, but no one ever says the word misandry, even though clearly the Barbie world is a misandric world, okay, where the men are kept down and the women are all in power. That kind of shit. Okay. But Barbie's the exception because the only time people ever really get upset when they're forced with this shit is when it's put into things that aren't for that audience. Okay. For example, let's say, you and I are watching TV. Let's say we're watching Sex and the City, right? Okay. I already reviewed all the episodes of that on this channel. So let's say we're watching Sex and the City and a gay character appears, right? And this gay parrot just starts making gay jokes, okay, and talking about how he likes to get fucked in the ass by other guys, and all this kind of shit, which does happen on the show, by the way. Okay, nobody really cares. Nobody really cares. You know why? Because that show is aimed towards females and gay guys. Okay, that's who's watching the show, so they don't give a fuck. They're not offended. No one's really offended by this shit. Okay, now the other side. Let's say, for example, we're watching a Die Hard movie. Okay, Die Hard 6, for example. Okay, Bruce Willis is there. He's fighting the terrorists, whatever. He's stuck in another building, whatever. The cops are in there, There's glass everywhere, explosions and shit. He's got to rescue his grandchildren from some fucking terrorists. Bombs are going off and all that kind of shit. But you have a prevalent fucking trans character who's there, okay, who's always making trans jokes, who's always talking about how she likes to get fucked up the ass. Who's hitting on John, okay, every fucking 5 minutes, okay, who's making gay jokes, after killing some terrorists. They're talking about how they fucking like, hey, I'm gonna fuck you in the ass after you're dead, see what I mean? Okay, now that would turn off a lot of people. You know why? Because who is the Die Hard movie for? It's for men. It's for young men. A lot of testosterone, a lot of cursing, okay, a lot of violence. Explosions, that kind of thing, these are geared towards men, straight men in particular. Gay guys don't really like this Die Hard, okay? So if you're going to put in your ideology into something that's predominantly for men, for straight men, you're going to piss us off, and we're not going to watch that shit. Not only are we not going to watch this fucking movie, we're not going to watch any more Die Hard movies. Because we already don't trust the studio to make another Die Hard movie that doesn't have that shit in it, okay? So we've pretty much gotten rid of it. It's dead. It's a dead franchise now, okay? And that's what's been happening for the past 10 years. They've been putting this ideology into shit that men mostly watch, like Star Wars, superhero movies, shit like G.I. Joe, and Transformers even has fucking this LGBTQ bullshit in there and female empowerment bullshit in there, okay? Boys don't want to watch this shit. We don't. And that's why we're complaining. And the more we complain about it, the more the media tells us that we're just a bunch of fucking transphobes. You're sexist, you're misogynist, you're transphobic, you're homophobic, you're a racist. That's all they do. That's their response. When the audience tells you, we don't want this shit, we don't like this shit, go back to what it used to be. Just give us a straight up action movie. Okay? When the audience tells the filmmakers this, okay, they react by telling us that there's something wrong with us, that somehow we're the fucking ones that are phobic somehow, and that's why we don't patronize that shit. You see what I mean? That pisses us off. Okay, so what happens? Okay, they start losing money. We quit buying their shit. Not only are we not going to watch this shit they give us, we're not going to watch any more of their shit. Okay, that's what happened to Star Wars. That's what's happened to Marvel, the Marvel movies. That's what's happened to superhero movies, okay? The guys just aren't fucking watching that shit anymore. We quit watching it because we don't trust them anymore. Because they kept giving us shit that we didn't want. We didn't want it. It pissed us off, and we were very, very vocal about it. I know I am. Okay, so is everybody else. You talk about I don't play video games, but I know guys out there on YouTube that play video games. When they put this fucking shit in there, this transgender bullshit in there in the video games, they quit buying the video games. It's like, fuck you. I don't want to fucking buy a fucking video game about fighting zombies just to get a big fucking lecture on the transgender community and shit. Like, what the fuck is this? You see what I mean? That's what I'm talking about, okay? Barbie is the exception. But because I don't think there's really, the target audience is basically Barbie, who play with Barbie dolls. Okay, girls, women, straight women, and gay guys, okay? And mostly straight women, though, okay? So I don't think they're going to offend anybody by putting that shit in there. Hence, it's the reason that straight men did not go see it. I'm one of the few straight men that went to go see it because I'm a father. I think fathers had to go see it for their daughters. Okay. But, otherwise, I don't think it really offended anybody. So a movie like Barbie can get away with the far left bullshit. Okay. They can get away with that propaganda because they don't take offense to it. Okay, the people that made the movie, they know who they're talking to. Okay, and no, what little girl is going to argue with women should be in power? No little girl is going to argue with that. Okay, oh yeah, absolutely, girls rule, girls rule. You see what I mean? That's fine. No one's okay, but if you make a boy movie for little boys that says that men rule, okay, then that's going to be labeled as misogynistic, as sexist, and that movie's not going to get allowed to get made. Okay, in fact, the fucking director, the writer, all gonna get crucified. They're gonna get blacklisted in the media. They're gonna get blacklisted in Hollywood, and you're never gonna fucking see that movie. You see what I mean? They're not gonna make a G.I. Joe movie where the boys are all like, yes, men rule. That's never gonna fucking happen. Because if they did try to make a movie like that, okay, not only would the filmmakers get put in jail and shit, okay, but the only way that movie would get made is they'd have to add like a gay character or some shit, or a trans character in there. Okay, or a boss bitch, a woman that can fucking do anything and no man can defeat her. You see what I mean? They would have to do that in order for that movie to get made, okay? And we know that's not going to happen. And if the boys say anything about it, men say anything about it, what the fuck are you doing to my friend? I watched G.I. Joe as a little boy, and now it's all gay. What the fuck? If we say anything like that, then we're the bad guys, you see? But you can do it in a girl movie. If it's for little girls, that's fine. Okay, yes, women rule, men are all pieces of shit. That's fine. Go girl. You see what I mean? The more gay men dress up as women, the better. It's all inclusive. You see what I mean? This is bullshit. This is fucking bullshit. Okay, but that's what they're pandering to. That's what they're propagating here in fucking Barbie. Okay, but because the nature of what Barbie is, no one's really boycotting it. Okay, the straight men are not even going to bother themselves with this movie. And the women don't give a shit. They really don't give a shit, okay? They don't give a shit about a movie where the women are in charge, okay? Like, every fucking TV show and movie out there, the women are in charge. So how is this any different? Okay, and this movie's aimed for little girls. So for little girls, that's the norm. Women are always in charge. I'm going to grow up and I'm going to be a fucking boss bitch. I'm going to tell men what to do. Like that. And they believe that shit, okay? Of course, as they get older, the real world will kick them in the ass, and they will not be prepared for it. But while they're little kids, let them have their fucking fantasy, okay? Get the fuck out of here, all right? But that's what Barbie is, okay? So I think that's one of the main reasons that this movie is so successful is because nobody really, a few people were offended by it, okay? But the people that were offended by the movie are people that wouldn't have gone to see the movie anyway. Like me, I wouldn't have gone to see it if I didn't have any fucking kids in my family. Okay, I know Ben Shapiro wrote a review on this movie, and he said it's nothing but misandry, and I agree. But Ben Shapiro would not have gone to go see that movie unless if he didn't have 3 little girls at home, then he wouldn't have seen the movie himself. So that kind of thing. So the people that got offended by it are not the people that they were trying to get in the theater. Okay, it's when they do that. It's when they try to get the straight guys in the theater, and then they give us this shit. Is when we get offended, when they lose money, when studios go bankrupt, and all that kind of shit. That's when it happens. Okay. But I think they played it smart. I think Greta Gerwig, the director of this movie, she's a very feminist director. She also acted, but I've never seen anything that she's fucking been in, okay? And I've never seen anything that she's directed either. Honestly, I haven't. All I know, she's this ultra fucking feminist, rich fucking New Yorker, went to fucking Ivy League school, so did her husband. I mean, not her husband, she's not married, her boyfriend, okay? He's also a filmmaker and a writer and shit. I've never seen anything he fucking did either, I don't think. As far as I know, I haven't. But Greta Gerwig, she came to fame, because she knows the right people in Hollywood. She's a feminist, diehard fucking feminist, always spouting that propaganda, which is what gets you jobs in Hollywood. Okay, she made this movie called Lady Bird in 2017. I have not seen that movie, but my girlfriend at the time did see it, and she told me it was fucking boring. Okay, but I think it won an Academy Award or some shit. It made this actress Saoirse Ronan famous, even though only a fucking ultra liberal lesbian feminist who knows who the fuck Saoirse Ronan is. Okay, but that's kind of her claim to fame. That's on her resume, and and she also did she also wrote Little Women. Okay, like the 16th version of Little Women that's been turned into a movie. Yeah, she wrote the 16th, or maybe it might be the 17th version of Little Women. So she's got that on her resume too. Yeah. That's very Little Women. Oh my fucking god! Yeah, okay. And then she has a movie coming out soon next year called Snow White. Yes, and there's a lot of controversy on that. Okay, yes, Rachel Zellweger, or not, or was Rachel Zelger, whatever the fuck the girl, the fucking the Latino girl that cast as Snow White, Snow Brown. And the seven dwarves, who are not dwarves at all, they're just fucking they all look like the fucking baristas at Starbucks in Portland, Oregon. Yeah. That movie's not going to do very well. But anyway, she's directing that movie too. I think she already finished directing it. She's doing post-production right now. Because like I said, right now everything's on strike. Writers aren't writing, actors aren't acting, they're not promoting movies, they're not doing any of that shit, all right? Because they're all on strike right now. And they can fucking stay on strike because nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives a shit, all right? But we're talking about Barbie here, okay? That's Greta Gerwig. She made this fucking piece of shit, okay? Now, where I left off last time, we were introduced to several different Barbies. We were introduced briefly to Midge Barbie. Midge is pregnant Barbie, okay? I guess that was a toy back in the day. I don't fucking know. I never fucking played with a Barbie doll in my fucking life. But apparently it was. And the narrator of this movie, Helen Mirren, the great Helen Mirren, okay, she points out that we're not going to see Midge again for the rest of the fucking movie. She's got this little scene because a pregnant Barbie, even though it was sold, you know, it was made and it was sold, they discontinued it because it was too weird. Okay, yes, this is too fucking weird. And that's why the pregnant Barbie only shows up for a couple of seconds in this movie, okay? Now, there is another Barbie in this movie that has a fucking cock, all right? And that one is predominant in this movie, okay? That one's not too weird. That's not too weird, okay? But pregnant Barbie, that's too fucking weird. That sends a bad, horrible, terrible message, okay? It sets the feminist movement back. You can't have a fucking pregnant woman, Barbie, okay, because that would imply that she's actually gonna have to fucking what give up her career and fucking raise a baby. No fucking woman wants to do that. How the fuck are you gonna become a CEO of your fucking company if you're fucking gotta take care of a fucking baby? You can't. So fuck that, okay? They need to come out with a coat hanger Barbie to go with it. Okay, that's a horrible message. You don't want to be fucking raising little kids. Are you out of your fucking mind? You know what's gonna happen if women all over the fucking world start putting their fucking children in front of everything else? Dude, what the fuck, man? There's not gonna be any women in fucking the workforce. Okay? You're not gonna be able to fucking make your careers happen. So you gotta cut that shit out. That's not feminine at all. Giving birth to children is not feminine. Get rid of that. Get that shit out of your fucking mind, okay? That's just something that was invented by the patriarchy to keep you down. Okay? And that's the message here. Now, what is feminine is having a fucking big fucking cock and then wearing a dress and some makeup and a wig. You know, with this bulge, you know, right there in between your legs, you know, just walking around with your lipstick on. I feel so pretty today. Yes, you are, girl. You're killing it. You're slaying it, girl. Oh, tell me how pretty I am. Yeah, that is actually very feminine. Okay, but you gotta have a cock. Because we all know it's not feminine unless you have a fucking cock, all right? As this movie clearly points out to you, all right? So yes, there's a Ken Barbie. Yeah, Ken Barbie. Because that's not weird. That's not weird. Okay. Pregnant Barbie, that's weird. Ken Barbie, no, that's actually inclusive and normal. And if you think it doesn't belong here, then there's something wrong with you. You know, you need to check your fucking transphobia at the door. Yeah, pretty much, okay? All right. Yeah, so that's going on here, okay? So that'll happen. So basically, then we got Fat Barbie. Okay, Fat Barbie who goes on this big fucking feminist speech. Apparently there's a courtroom scene in there. And Fat Barbie yells at I guess we're assuming it's the judge because she's like the lawyer and she talks about how fucking, you know, her ability to balance her emotions and her logic, okay, no way interfere with each other, okay, and that because she's able to make decisions without overemphasizing her emotions, you know, that's not a detriment to her. That's actually her strength. That's one of her powers, okay. We never see who she's fucking yelling at. This fucking pro-feminist bullshit too. Okay, but she's yelling at somebody and all the fucking Barbies in the back, you know? Even the one fucking Ken that's back there is like, you know? Yeah. But we never see who she's saying it to, okay? We're going to assume that she's saying it to a judge who's a man, okay? She's putting him in his place for being misogynistic or you know, because he was born with a cock, but he was born with a cock and he actually looks like a man, okay? Then she's got to put him in his place because that's not allowed, okay? We can't have that. Not in Barbie world and definitely not in the fucking real world, okay? But since we never see this judge that she's yelling at, that she's putting in their place, then we have to assume it's a guy, but we already established in the movie that no men in Barbie Land are in charge of anything. Okay, everyone that has any sort of authority in Barbie Land is a fucking Barbie doll. is a form of a Barbie doll. Okay, so the men don't do anything. Okay, all the men do is they hang out at the beach. They wear beach clothes. Okay, and they compete against each other. They don't even like each other. Okay, they compete with the other boys as to who can get the attention of the Barbies. That's all they do. They don't. The Kens don't even like each other. Okay, but yet all the Barbies love each other, but the Kens hate each other. They're always competing with each other. They're always doing the schlong toss. Okay, they're trying to who's got the bigger arm. You know, who's got the better ass? Who's got that? That's what the Kens do. Okay, they compete with each other. Yeah, this is the Barbie movie. All right. Anyway, so Ken poses at the beach, okay, and he's got those spray tanned abs on, you know, like they did in 300, where they spray your abs on you to make it look like you've got abs. Okay, well, he's got the spray tan with the abs in there, okay? He's got the painted abs on there, right? Ryan Gosling, man, come on. You could have gone to the gym a little bit more. All right? They shouldn't have to fucking spray your abs on, dude. Come on, work out, diet. What the fuck? All right, so that's going on here. Ken, Ryan Gosling, he's posing at the beach. Okay, everyone says, hi, Barbie, hi, Barbie, hi, Barbie. Like 500 people say hi, Barbie. Okay, even the mermaids that are in the fucking not water say hi, Barbie, you know? And then we meet Alan. Alan is the only boy that's there other than the fucking Ken Barbie, okay? And he's just fucking, not only do the Kens not like him or respect him, the Barbies don't like him or respect him, okay? He's just fucking there, but he's the only man there, or he's actually the only character in Barbie Land that fucking hates being in Barbie Land. Okay, he's disgusted by the Kens and he's disgusted by the Barbies. He just wants to get the fuck out. So I guess he's supposed to represent men, but he is clearly weak. I mean, I can't remember the name of the actor that plays him, but it's what's his name? It's fucking Scott Pilgrim. Okay, is playing this character Alan. All right, and of course he's skinny, he's wimpy, he's dorky looking, you know, but he acts like he's better than everybody else. Because he actually is aware that this is all bullshit and he just wants to get the fuck out. He's the only one that has any sort of self-conscious aware because the Kens are all a bunch of fucking idiots. The Barbies are a little bit smarter. Okay, they're smarter than the Kens. The Kens are all a bunch of idiots, but this guy is kind of like, oh, well, you know, there's something wrong about this place and you're disgusting and you're disgusting. What the fuck am I doing here? God, I just want to get the fuck out of here. This is fucking stupid. But he doesn't actually do anything about it. He just like complains and he's the only one of his kind. There's no other Allens there. Okay, so he's basically like the pet, the Barbie pet. They look at him, oh, hi, Alan, that's just Alan over there, and then they fucking ignore him, okay? But he doesn't give a shit because he doesn't care about the Barbies either, okay? The Kens don't give him any respect either because he's not big and buff and handsome, so, like, what the fuck? He's just fucking there. I don't know what his purpose is there, but he's just there. All right. Ken tries to impress Barbie, okay? But runs into a plastic wave. Like he runs into the wave and bounces off of it and he flips over in the air, you know, terrible special effects. Okay, then Asian Ken is there, okay, and he makes fun of him. Okay, and then it becomes this whole gay joke, okay? He's like, you know, I'll beat you. You can't beach as good as me. I'll beach twice as good as you. I'll beach you and all your friends at the same time. You know, that kind of thing. You know, I'll beat you off anytime, all the time. You know, so it becomes this big schlong toss over who can beat each other off better. I'll beat you both off at the same time. You don't know how to beach, but I can beat you. You know, that kind of thing, you know. You know, the whole fucking gay thing, okay? And Asian Ken is played by Samuel Yu. You probably saw him in fucking Shang-Chi, that piece of shit fucking Marvel movie. I actually read the Shang-Chi comic book. I read the reprints. I'm not that old, okay? But I do know he's the master of Kung Fu. Okay, his dad was Fu Manchu, that kind of thing. And in the movie, he gets his ass kicked in the middle of the movie by his fucking sister. How is this guy supposed to be like the best martial artist in the whole fucking world? Like he's as good as Captain America, all right? And he's a clone, he's a ripoff of fucking Bruce Lee, who's popular in the early 70s, so that's why they made Shang-Chi, okay? And Samuel Yu plays Shang-Chi, and the first time he gets to a major fight, okay, is in this octagon that's run by his sister fucking beats the shit out of him, like it just kicks him in the nuts and the fight's over. Okay, and how am I supposed to take a guy like that seriously? How am I supposed to believe that this guy is a badass when his own fucking 90-pound sister kicked his ass in fucking 5 seconds? You see what I mean? That's the kind of propaganda I'm talking about. And this movie's full of that, but that's who it is. Samuel Yu. Okay? He plays fucking Asian Ken. Okay, there's no Asian Barbies in this movie. No Asian Barbies, but there is an Asian Ken. Okay, what does that tell you? All right. So put Ken in the Barbie, okay? And he played, he plays fucking Asian Ken. Okay, there's no Asian Barbies, but there is an Asian Ken. Okay, what does that tell you? All right. So put Ken in the Barbie, okay? And he plays fucking Asian Ken. Okay, there's no Asian Barbies, but there is an Asian Ken. Okay, what does that tell you? All right. So So anyway, so that happens, okay? They take Ken to the fucking first aid. Barbie, I guess there's a Barbie ambulance or something that opens up into a playset, whatever. They take him there. Dr. Barbie is a Ken Barbie. It's the one I told you about. It's the Barbie with a cock, okay? And we're supposed to go along with it. Just go. Like, no one points it out. Like, hey, why is it you're a man that looks like a Barbie? No one ever says that, okay? Because that would be transphobic. You see what I mean? Okay, and you can't have anything wrong with the Barbies. It's only the Kens that can be fucked up, not the Barbies. All right, and therefore, since this Ken is a Barbie, he's not fucked up either. You see what I mean? Yeah. So there's an exception to the rule. All right. Not all men are treated like shit. Okay. Ken Barbie is treated with a lot of respect in this movie. All right. So we're supposed to go along with it. Okay, but no pregnant Barbie because that's too weird. Okay. So we're supposed to respect the cock Barbie, the Ken Barbie with a dick. But the pregnant Barbie, no, don't get her out of your fucking thoughts. That's bad. That's bad. Okay? All right. And then we go to a dance sequence, okay? Ken, Ken is okay. His job is to beach. That's what he does. He beaches. Okay, yeah, just go with it, all right? Okay, and he asks Barbie can come over to her house because she's having a party. And she says, yeah, you can come over, but like in a friend way, because Ken is totally in the friend zone. It's so fucking obvious that Barbie's not sexually attracted to him in any fucking way at all. In fact, Barbie's not sexually attracted to anyone in this movie, okay? So right there, we're losing an aspect of femininity, okay? I know she's a plastic doll. She can't technically love anybody, but the reason Ken was created by Ruth Handler created Ken to give Barbie a boyfriend. Again, she named Ken after her son, Kenneth, okay? So she created Ken to give Barbie a boyfriend. You know why? Because little girls fantasize about being in a relationship with a boy when they get older. Okay? And so how do they express that fantasy as a little girl? Because they see it in the movies, they see it in the cartoons, they see it in all this stuff. Okay, you have to have a doll, a male doll, to go with the female doll. Okay? The Ken doll was a representative of the ideal boyfriend for the little girl who's acting out her fantasies, okay? Here's Barbie, that's her fantasy of who she is, and here's Ken, that's the fantasy of her boyfriend and who Barbie's boyfriend would be, okay? A fantasy of her own boyfriend, okay? That's the reason Ken exists. He doesn't exist to be in the fucking friend zone. He doesn't exist to just fucking be an ancillary character that just stands around begging for attention. That's not what Ken was invented for. He was invented to be a match for Barbie because Ruth Handler, in her wisdom, knew that little girls fantasize, okay, about being grown-ups, okay? And what grown-ups do, they go on dates with each other, okay? This movie takes that away. It strips away the agency. So it's trying to say it's a feminist movie because the women are all in charge, but the women are not allowed to have any sort of sexual desires. You see what I mean? So Barbie's not allowed to be in love with Ken, okay? Because women are not allowed to fucking fall in love with a guy. That's surrendering their power. You see what I mean? That's surrendering their agency. That's putting another a man with a penis in some sort of a position of authority over her. You see what I mean? If she's vulnerable to the man, then she surrendered her agency. Hence, she's got to take it back. Hence, no man can ever have that sort of power over her. You see what I mean? That's the real fucking message that's going on here, okay? You see where this is going? This fucking communist manifesto here? You're taking away the sexual agency of the woman, okay? Sex is meant to be transactional. There's no feelings involved. You're just there to get each other off. Okay, there's no relationship, no feelings, because once you do that, okay, then you're surrendering your power. And we can't have that, okay? That's totally against the feminist movement, to surrender your power to a man. The only exception to this is if you're gay. Then it's okay. It's praised. It's praised. If you're gay or if you're lesbian, same thing. It's praised. You go, girl. But if you're a straight woman, you can't fucking surrender yourself to a man because that shows you as being weak. And we can't have, how the fuck are you going to be a CEO of your bullshit company, okay, if you actually have a weakness towards the man that you're actually in love with? You can't have that. You see what I mean? Boom. Now, all right. So that's going on here. Okay, so she's having a party, and she even tells Ken, hey, there's going to be a lot of choreographed dancing at the party, okay? So that happens. So then we're fast forward to the dance party, okay? The dance sequence, okay, is there, okay? You got a fat Barbie there, of course. She's dancing, she's jamming. You also got a crippled Barbie. Yes, there's a Barbie in a fucking wheelchair. This is the only scene she's in the movie. You'll never see her again, but she's there jamming in her wheelchair. Everyone treats her with respect, and they fucking get rid of her. Now, they don't even mention her again. Okay, we don't get Helen Mirren's voice telling us why the fuck is there a crippled Barbie, a paraplegic Barbie in this fucking movie. Nothing. We just see her there on the dance floor, and then we never see her again in the movie. Okay? Because that's how inclusive it is. All right? She didn't even fucking say anything. All right? But we see her there, okay? You know, and the other Kens are all there. They're all saying, hi, Barbie, hi, Barbie, hi, Barbie, hi, Barbie. Obviously, Barbie's the most popular girl there. Okay, and we get a whole fucking backdoor boys sequence. Okay, now Ryan Gosling was back in the 90s. He was in the Mickey Mouse Club with Justin Timberlake. Okay, so he does know something about fucking, you know, boy bands and shit. He was from that era. Okay, the fucking, the New Kids on the Cock era, the Backdoor Boys, the Instinct, all that shit. He was a part of that shit. He wasn't in those groups, but he worked for the same company where they recruited all those guys from, okay? So he was definitely in that environment, all right? He was in the boy band thing, okay? So of course, he knows the dance, and of course, we all saw him. Well, I didn't see him, okay? But a lot of you gay guys and women saw him in La La Land. Okay, where he was dancing his shit in there and just making himself look even gayer than he really is. Okay, yeah, so of course, this is nothing new to him, you know. Okay, you know, so that's going on here. At one point, Asian Ken, does a backflip in the air, and he looks at Ken, I bet you can't do that, Ken. You know, that kind of, because once again, the Kens all hate each other. They're all in competition with each other, particularly Asian Ken and white boy Ken. They're in competition. They don't like each other. They're trying to outdo each other. They're trying to prove which one of them's got the bigger cock. Okay, yes, exactly. Okay, because all the Kens are that way, like I said before. Okay, the Barbies are that way with each other, but the Kens are that way, because that's more realistic, isn't it? All right. So that's going on here, okay. I bet you can't do that, Ken. You know, okay, and all the Barbies, they talk about how great everything is, okay, and while they're dancing all choreographed, some fucking girl empowerment music and shit, you know, they're all talking about how great everything is in Barbie land, everything's wonderful, everything's beautiful, everything's great, and then Barbie says, like, hey, do you ever think about dying? And then everyone's like, oh, the music just stops, everyone shuts up, they all look at her like, you know, and Barbie's like everything just shuts down, okay? And then so Barbie says like, what I meant to say was, have you ever thought about dying to dance? And then everyone starts dancing again, okay? Yeah, just fucking gay bar all the fucking way. All right, so that was kind of weird. Why would Barbie say something like that, okay? So that's the whole plot. Now we know the controversy of the movie, okay? What's the plot of the movie? She's got to, Barbie's changing. She's not acting like Barbie. Something's wrong. She's got to figure it out, okay? So the next scene here, Ken is trying to kiss Barbie goodnight, okay? All the boys have left. All the Kens, he's the only one left there, okay? And she's very unresponsive. Like I said, Ken is in the friend zone. She's not attracted to him at all. She has no feelings for him at all. Now, I can understand that she's a plastic doll, and hence in Barbie land, no one's in love with each other. Okay, because everyone there is a plastic doll. They're not a real person, hence no emotions. But if that's true, then why is Ken in love with Barbie? Ken should have no emotions either. He's a fucking doll. He doesn't have feelings. He doesn't have a heart. Okay, why is he so infatuated with Barbie? Why is he so in love with Barbie? You see what I mean? It makes no fucking sense. Okay? Either these plastic dolls have feelings or they don't have feelings. Okay? Barbie has no feelings towards Ken, hence Ken should have no feelings towards Barbie. Because they're fucking dolls. They don't even have fucking genitalia. Okay? But no. We have to give Ken all the feelings and Barbie is the stoic one. Okay? Why? Because we have to prove that men, the Ken dolls, are weaker than women. Women are strong. They're emotionally strong. They can handle anything. They never cry. They never complain, you know? They're strong, they're empowered. They're the boss bitches. They run everything. But the men are all like, oh, please, I need you. Please love me. Can I maybe hang out with you, please? Please, Barbie, oh, Barbie. You know, see what I mean? That's how it is in Barbie land. This is bullshit. All right. So that's going on. Barbie's like, you can go now, Ken. She doesn't kiss him. And Ken's like, well, I thought that I might, stay over tonight, you know, because you and I, we're boyfriend and girlfriend. And Barbie's like, and do what? He's like, I don't actually know. So why do you have feelings for her if you don't know what sex is? All right. Barbie says like, I don't want you here, Ken. And Ken's like, Is it because of Ken? He means Asian Ken. And Bart says, Ken, Asian Ken, is just a really good friend. This is my dream house. Okay, it's Barbie's dream house, not Ken's dream house. And it's girls' night, and then we look over, all the girls are there, except for the one with the cock. The Ken Barbie's there too. Okay, but other than that one, the rest of them are female Barbies. All right. And yes, I'm gonna keep fucking doing that. All right. Okay. Well. Yeah. So anyway, and of course the song plays "Girls Just Want to Have Fun" by Cyndi Lauper from the '80s. You know, because they always got to play that fucking song. Okay, it's like the fucking national anthem for girls getting fucked up. All right. So she doesn't hear Ken. So she goes back to her house where all the girls are, all the Barbies are, except for the one with the cock. Okay, the Ken Barbie. Okay, and he says, "I love you too," and then he's like that, okay? He's all fucking butthurt and heartbroken and shit, you know? Okay. You know? So that's going on here, and then Barbie says goodnight to everybody in her house, okay? She gets in bed. She's like, good night, Barbies. I'm definitely not thinking about death anymore. Okay, yeah, that happens, okay? And then, of course, we see the fucking, the moon go down, the sun come up, like, right away. So now it's morning time, okay? The next day, Barbie wakes up feeling like shit. She notices that she has bad breath, okay, which never happened before. Okay, she goes to the shower, and the shower is too cold. The water's too cold, even though there's no water coming out of there. She reacts like it's fucking, you know, like something's wrong, you know? And then she goes to drink her milk, and the milk, even though there's no milk in the fucking carton, it's spoiled. Even the label on the milk bottle says spoiled milk. She's like, ah! You know, and the toast comes out of the toaster, and it's all burnt, even though she doesn't fucking eat it. You know, and so, yeah, and she can't float. Usually she floats because there's no walls in the Barbie house, right? Because it's a toy house. So she floats from the second floor to the ground. You know, she just jumps off the balcony and floats down. Well, she tries doing that, she just falls. Okay, so she can't float out of her house anymore. So something's definitely wrong, all right? She goes to the beach, okay, and she notices that she's flat-footed now because she always wears those heels, okay? She's always on her tiptoes, okay? But she takes them off, and now she's on her ankles, on her heels, okay? She's flat-footed, and that's not, Barbie dolls aren't built that way, okay? So she freaks out about it, okay? And then she shows it to the other Barbies that are there, you know, because these strong, empowered, independent Barbies, they need each other in order to fucking survive. They need each other to give each other like self-esteem boosts, you know, encouragement, that kind of shit. They can't do it on their own. Like men do, but we're not supposed to talk about that though, right? Okay, so yeah, so she's sitting there, she listens to the Barbie, all the Barbies freak out. Oh my God, she's flat-footed! Ah! Yeah, they all freak out about it when she shows it to them. Okay, even the Black Ken, even he throws up, and by throw up, he just goes like, bleh, even though he's not really throwing up. All right, you know, he throws up, but Fat Barbie puts him in his place and tells him to fucking knock it the fuck out, and he's like. Yeah. Black Ken is, yeah. When Fat Barbie tells him to fucking knock it off, he fucking, yeah, like the pussy that he is. All right, you know, so he does. He shuts up. Okay, Barbie says like, I know I am stereotypical Barbie, and therefore I don't form conjectures concerning the causality of adjacent unfolding events, but some things have been happening that might be related. Yeah, like where the fuck did she learn that? Now, I don't understand. How can she be that smart to say something like that, but yet in the rest of the movie she's dumb as shit? It makes no fucking sense, you know. Just go with it. Just go with it, all right? So what is she smart or she's stupid? Which one is it? We don't fucking know. And I know she's not as stupid as the Kens, okay? But is she smart or is she fucking stupid? It's not explained, okay? Okay, and then she lists off the stuff that she noticed this morning: bad breath, you know, spoiled milk, etc., etc. And they tell her that she has to go visit Weird Barbie. Okay, Weird Barbie has the answers to her problems, okay? Okay, and they tell her that she used to be, Weird Barbie used to be the most beautiful Barbie in the world, okay, but someone played with her too hard. Okay, and we see a montage of a little girl playing with this Barbie doll and breaking it, pulling its hair out, coloring the face, you know, tearing the clothes, putting paint in the hair, just making the doll look up, just beat up the fucking doll, okay? And then Guy Barbie, that's right, Guy Barbie, Ken Barbie, says, now she's fated to an eternity of making other Barbies perfect while falling more and more in disrepair herself. And yes, she said it with that voice too. Okay. We call her Weird Barbie behind her back and to her face. And she's always in the splits. So apparently Weird Barbie's always got her legs split apart at all times, okay? Like, I guess her legs are broken. She's just always in the splits. Okay, so that means Barbie, our Barbie, Margot Robbie Barbie's gonna go out and visit fucking Weird Barbie, okay? Who's played by Kate McKinnon. And no, that's not her real name. All right, I'm gonna stop my review right here. I'll be back shortly to continue my review of Barbie. I thank you very much for watching this long, and I will see you soon on the next one. Bye.